Around 5,000 years ago, a most wonderful boy came to make beautiful land of Vrindavan his home. He spent all the years of his blissful childhood here, filling the hearts of the inhabitants of Vrindavan with pure love for him. He left his lotus footprints in these enchanting forests, these sylvan groves, these cobbled streets and friendly homes, these picturesque banks of the river Yamuna. The enduring stories of his childhood have been recorded in the ancient Sanskrit classic from India, the Bhagavata Purana. These stories have enthralled generations of eager readers and have carved a special place for Krishna, darling of Vrindavan, in their hearts. Kamsa was the ruler of Mathura. He knew that Krishna had been born to destroy him, and he was desperate to kill the boy wonder. He took the help of a variety of fearsome demons to accomplish his task. One of the demons was a giant with enormous strength called Pralambasura. The other was the fire demon who lived deep in a dark forest. Pralambasura set out one night along with his men to find the fire demon. "He lives here in this cave," said Pralambasura. "Go wake him up!" The fire demon was furious at being woken up because he was in deep slumber. "Who dares to disturb my sleep?" he shouted and rushed out of the cave. Pralambasura roared in turn. "It is me, Pralambasura! Don't you recognize me?" They grappled with each other and then separated, laughing uproariously. Pralambasura's men were surprised when they realized that the two were actually friends. "Come with me, my friend," said Pralambasura at last. "We have to go to Vrindavan to carry out a task for our king Kamsa." Meanwhile, at Vrindavan, little Krishna, Balram, and their friends were busy playing tug of war, with Krishna leading one team and Balram the other. "If we win, you have to carry us on your backs to the Munjavana forest," yelled Balram. "That is, if you win," yelled back Krishna. In the midst of the game, Krishna spied Radha and her friends Lalita and Vishakha going home with pots of milk and butter balanced on their heads. His mouth watered to the thoughts of eating the delicious, creamy butter. "I have to trick those girls into giving me some butter," thought Krishna. "But how will I leave this game?" The fire demon and Pralambasura had by then reached Vrindavan and overheard what the boys were planning. "You go to Munjavana forest," Pralambasura told the fire demon. "I will trick the boys into coming there." Pralambasura changed himself into a little boy and walked towards the cowherds. Krishna saw him coming and was delighted. "Hey!" he called out. "Come and join us in the game." "Hello," said Pralambasura. "I'm Pragosh. I would love to play with you." "Here, lead my team, Pragosh. I will return in a few minutes," said Krishna. Pralambasura could not believe his luck. "Sure," he replied and joined the tug of war. Radha, Lalita, and Vishakha were taken aback when a man with a big mustache appeared before them. It was naughty Krishna in disguise, and with him was a guard who was actually Dadiloba the monkey. "Hand over the milk and butter," said Krishna in a stern voice. "I am a tax collector for the king." "Oh, so you are a tax collector, you little rogue," cried Radha. "We are not giving you any butter or milk. We know you are Krishna." Krishna blushed because they had seen through his disguise so easily. "Oh, please, 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 please don't tell mother about this," he begged. "We will, you prankster," said Radha. "Unless you and Dadiloba dress up like girls and dance for us." Krishna agreed because he was scared of getting caught and beaten by Yashodama. He and poor Daduloba wore milkmaid's costume and began dancing. Laughed the girls. Now you will think twice before stealing our milk and butter. Balram and his team won the game because Praghosh fell into the water.
Now carry me on your back to Munjavana,
ordered Balram. Praghosh hefted Balram on his back and started walking. Since he was actually very strong, he managed to get ahead of the other boys. He took a different path away from them.
Hey, where are you taking me?
Demanded Balram. The demon did not reply, but once he reached a secluded place, he sat down Balram and revealed his true, frightening form.
I am not Praghosh, but Pralambasura,
he thundered. Pralambasura thought Balram was just a small boy, but in fact, he was the greatest wrestler in Vrindavan.
Praghosh or Pralambasura or whoever you may be, you are staring death in the face,
shouted Balram. He jumped on the demon's back and began punching him hard. The Asura was unable to withstand Balram's onslaught. With a single colossal punch, Balram felled Pralambasura. The demon landed on the ground with a massive thud, his life going out of him. While Balram was fighting Pralambasura, the fire demon had reached the Munjavana forest and was already burning it down when the boys arrived.
Oh no!
Screamed Subala.
All our cows are trapped inside!
The boys started crying and ran here and there helplessly. Krishna heard their cries and rushed to the forest. He began playing his flute, and the sweet notes calmed the cows. They followed the sound and trotted out safely from the blazing forest.
Oh ho! Escape from me, will you?
Shouted the fire demon. He rushed out in his chariot of fire and confronted Krishna. Little Krishna, far from being frightened, told his friends to lie down and close their eyes. Then he opened his mouth wide. An amazing thing happened. With a whoosh, the fire demon was sucked into Krishna's mouth. He was plucked clean out of his chariot as Krishna swallowed him, fire and all. The flames died down completely, put out by the magical powers of Krishna. Krishna woke up his friends. Come on, get up, Balram. Get up, Subala. He urged. You are safe now. The boys stood up and cheered while the cows mooed happily. Balram arrived in time to see all the boys crowded around Krishna. Balram, said Krishna, hugging him joyfully. You are safe.
Yes,
said Balram.
The boy Praghosh was actually a demon, but he was no match for me.
The entire village turned out to celebrate the heroism of the two boys. And the milkmaids fed Krishna with so much butter and milk that he had to beg them to stop.